It's your man, Billy T. Welcome to another edition of the Front Porch Podcast. And, of course, we're inside because it got cold.
It's still, it's not wintertime no more.
Winter's still in the air, okay?
Yeah.
And our special guest today, Billy T and TJ, of course.
Yes.
And our special guest, Suga Ray, the sweetest chick on the radio.
That's right.
It's an honor to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you, my dear. How have you been?
Pleasure.
I am great. Let me just say that if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have fell in love with hip hop.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Glad to be of service.
Right.
The Rap Blast was the end all to be all for me.
And
so thank you,
and that's what it
Billy
was.
T and TJ. Thank
There you go.
That's what's up, Sugar Ray.
So, Suga Ray, we got a lot to talk about, but first we got to start off with the slap heard round the world. Of course,
we're still hearing the slap.
Still hearing the slap. It's been a couple days now, and we've heard different opinions. Everybody says so much stuff on the internet, but I want to know, Suga Ray and TJ, I want to know what your first thought was when you saw it. When you first saw it, Suga Ray, what went through your mind?
I thought it was fake.
Really?
I thought it was fake.
Is that right?
I thought they were just trying to get, the shock factor. I thought that.
Oh, they did that.
I was like, there's no way, only because Will Smith is so laid back and he's just so
cool.
chill.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, they just want to, get a reaction out of the crowd.
Well, they got one.
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Right.
TJ, when you first saw it, what was your initial thought?
I thought it was some BS. I thought, what they trying to do? This ain't the Sorcerer Wars.
but yeah, it is.
So, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was a big put on.
Yeah.
I thought it was all an act myself.
Yeah, I was like, what? Wait a minute. Did Will Smith just smack the out of
like serious smack. That was a serious
it
slap.
sounded kapang.
And Chris Rock put his hand behind his back as he was walking to the stage.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Oh yeah, what's up, Will?" And pop.
And he said, Richard Williams. So now, after a couple of days to let it process, and we all have thoughts on it. What are your thoughts now after a couple of days of letting it sink in, Suga Ray?
Oh my goodness, this is so much to unpack. We don't have enough time.
Give us the condensed version.
I thought Will Smith was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that Chris Rock did not expect that to happen because
I don't think so.
He would have never leaned into it. He would have never put his hands behind his back because, like I was saying before, if it was someone that's known to slap somebody like that or, come out of pocket like a Kanye or something, just somebody.
Kanye, he'd have to back up a little bit.
Yeah, like if anybody else would have walked up to the stage, he would have been like, wait a minute, I'm ready to duck or some kind of defensive move. But it was Will Smith. Like never in a million years would you would think that somebody like him would do something like that. So I just shout out to Chris Rock, man. I can't wait to see the show. He'll be here next month or 2 months from now or something. But his show is selling out
like crazy.
Yeah, and everybody wants to hear what he has to say. And I mean, I feel bad for Will because every time he think about his Oscar moment or every time it's brought up,
that will
even
be brought up.
The day that he passed away, when the Lord decided to take him
I don't
home,
think they'll mention it
they're
then.
going to show
they're going
that because
they're
that's
gonna mention
part of
that.
his life
That is
now.
part of his history.
That's part of his history. You waited your whole career to get an Oscar
For the first
and
time.
it's tarnished because it's just like when Reggie Bush won a Super Bowl. Kim Kardashian was in every picture. Kim Kardashian was on stage with him. Kim Kardashian was in everything that Reggie Bush did that day. Kim Kardashian was there, and they didn't even survive in their relationship. But every time he goes back to that day and say, "I got a Super Bowl ring,"
she'll be in there.
she's going to be in the picture. She's going to be in the videos. So this is what Will Smith has to go through for the rest of his life.
Here's one of the most interesting things about it. Chris Rock, he handled himself well and was like, "Whoa, Will Smith just smacked out." And the one thing he said right after that, he said, "The biggest moment in TV history." And for him to have that in his head, like, wow, what just happened? It was.
It was, yes.
That was bigger than Kanye taking the mic from Taylor Swift.
Oh, most definitely.
By far.
Oh,
but
most
that was a big moment that we will all remember, right?
Yeah, we will.
Well, they still talk about it today. What is the other moment? It wasn't television history, but in sports history that we still talk about today. We're still an unbelievable moment in sports, bigger than sports.
The Malice at the Palace.
Not that.
Not the Malice at the Palace? Oh, I know.
What?
When Mike Tyson bit off the ear.
Oh,
Boom.
yeah.
Yes.
We still talk about that today. So much so that Mike Tyson just brought it up himself. He has come out with a gummy bear, gummy cookie, edible.
Yes, I would like one of those.
With the little ear. And get a little bite out of it.
Right.
I wonder is Holyfield getting any money out of
I was thinking that same thing.
Like, that's his ear.
That's his ear.
Hey, at least Mike Tyson.
Give him a piece of that ear.
Give him some.
At least Mike Tyson wasn't all crying after it happened, trying to apologize.
Hell no, he was
Definitely
he wasn't apologizing.
Right.
Little fun fact, fun story. I'm at a party in Vegas, and I look over, and Holyfield's standing right next to me, and I'm trying not to look, but I had to. I'm like,
You got to look.
Can he see me looking? I'm going, is his ear? And his ear was partially gone. I kept going. It was like, yeah.
I mean, how many people have walked up to him like, let me see your ear?
No, you don't say that. No. But you do have to look.
You got to look.
Kind of sneaker look. That ear is really, So, yeah, I think Holyfield should get a piece of the profits, the proceeds from that.
Yeah, but they cool now, so.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are. So this will be talked about for a long time. Will Smith has finally apologized to Chris Rock. I thought that Chris Rock had apologized to Will, but you say no, Sugar Ray.
That was fake news.
Fake news.
That was someone created an apology and said, if I was Will Smith, if I was Chris Rock, this is what I would say.
Oh.
And just like people do on social media, they don't fact check, they don't do research, they see it, they copy paste it, and they share it, and it spread like wildfire. Tony Rock, Chris Rock's brother, came out and said, we never released any official statement. Chris Rock still has not released an official statement. And I don't think he will, because he's going to release his statements every night on that stage during his tour. So get those tickets, because it's going to be a different story every time.
And you know what was funny is he started to say, I could say something, but he pulled
Could you
back.
imagine if he did go in? Like, he didn't go in at all, but just imagine on the things that he could have said.
What was worse?
Whew.
The smack or what Will said from his chair when he cussed him out, when he fussed him out?
He should have said that before he stood up and walked up to the stage. He should have just stood up and said that, keep my wife's name out your mouth.
And then if Chris Rock would have said, what you gonna do?
Then choose violence.
Right.
But the tone that Will used in keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth, that shook me more than anything. Because I've never heard Will beef up like that. So the fact that he sounded like somebody's daddy got more attention than anything with me, because he didn't have to slap him. All he had to do was raise his voice.
And that was that daddy voice.
That was that daddy.
My wife's name. That was hard.
If he would have just stood up and said that would have just been the ultimate.
And that would have been, hard enough, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because you never heard Will Smith.
I really would wish he would have been like
the hardest moment in his career ever.
Yeah.
But that was worse. I wonder if that was worse.
That was
Mike Larry. That was Mike Larry. All he needed was that purple suit. That was Mike Larry all day.
I think that, like my man DL said, it ain't one straw that breaks the camel's back. It's a ton of them. And that was, I think all of this stuff had built up. If you remember, when Jada and Will protested the Grammys a few years ago, the Grammys
2016.
The Oscars.
The Oscars.
Yeah.
Chris was the host. And he said a lot of ugly stuff about Jada then. And here's another thing. He brought out Whoopi Goldberg, Leslie Jones, and Tracy Morgan, who I like all those people, but they all did some skits that I thought personally were kind of coonish. I thought that they were all used by the Academy to make black folks look bad, and I think it was an ugly look, and I think what Chris did was an ugly look, and I didn't like it. I watched it just to see what they were going to do with the opening, and I did not like it at all. And I think some of that may have been part of the build-up to what Will did. Doesn't excuse it, but like Chris Rock used to say, I understand. I'm not saying it's right, but I understand.
I just don't understand you took that particular
moment in time. But it is what it is.
I think that if he would have handled his business at the after party, it'd have been way different.
Yes, big time. Big time.
Time and place.
TJ, do you have final thoughts on that topic now after a couple of days letting it sink in?
After a couple of days, he shouldn't have been crying and apologize. I don't like it when people do stuff like that and then want to apologize and talk about, what about the Lord and all that other stuff.
Not what about the Lord.
I mean, he said it's about God and stuff like that. So
And
to
love.
me, never mind Will Smith. This was the hardest moment he ever had rapping or anything, you know. So he should have just said that. Keep my wife's name out your mouth before he got up there. So, you know, and he turned around and walked back to his seat without getting pushed down and back.
He turned around and walked away like Wild Wild West.
Right.
That strut.
And not one security guard or anybody come out and do
but
anything
here's the
after
thing,
that.
it's the Oscars. Nobody's going to be thinking security like that.
Had anybody else did that, they would have been taken out.
They'd have been escorted out.
Escorted out,
But they
yes.
knew he was going to win that award.
They
though.
knew that, so he had to be there for the award. And also,
They could have gave that to him backstage. Like, okay, Will, you ruined it for yourself.
I don't think this is going to hurt his career at all.
No, it wouldn't.
I think everything blows over in time.
Absolutely.
I don't think it's going to hurt Chris Rock's career. It might help Chris Rock's career because everybody thinks is praising him now on how he handled it. But my overall take on it is, I think it's a reflection of society today of where we are. Everybody's angry.
That's true.
That's why people are getting shot on the street for nothing. Road rage, people kids in school shooting each other. Everybody is so angry. We're at a height of anger that I've never seen in my life, that anything can happen anytime. People getting in fights in grocery stores. This is the ultimate that we saw explode on that stage last night. And for all people, the coolest guy in the world, Will Smith. Everybody loves Will Smith. He's a nice guy.
Man.
He's got this persona of Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Positivity, all his videos. And then you get this. So I think it's just where we are as a society. Everybody's angry, even our beloved Will Smith.
That's true.
So we'll see. Now, just in case you missed it, I don't know what rock you've been living under, but real quick, let's show the video one more time.
Let's see the slap.
Yeah, there it is. Slapped you. You probably think I'm finished, huh? No, there's another
What
one.
round is
Oh my
it?
God.
Wrong,
Don't worry,
wrong,
bitch. I didn't
clip.
forget about you.
Wrong clip.
There's a slap for you.
Hold it.
Slap, slap,
That
slap.
was that?
Show
Okay,
the
wait.
right clip.
Let's show the right clip now. Show the right clip.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm with the Port Commission.
I'm from the Athletes Club.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold it. No.
Okay. I see it. Yeah.
You've seen this slap.
Right. See?
Epic.
We're just having a little fun.
See?
Having a little fun
That
with you.
was epic.
Yeah.
So listen, real quick, before we go, Sugar Ray, because I love your post. We watch a lot of the same TV shows.
Yes, we do.
And,
TV is.
when I gotta look at Facebook when stuff like Blackstreet is on or Snowfall. So let's real quick, Snowfall right now. How are you liking the new season?
Honestly, I miss John Singleton. I do.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think they're doing him proud. Honestly, I like the storyline. I like the twist, and I love the turns.
It's getting crazy.
It's getting really crazy, and it's making me want the next episode. Some of these shows, they get corny, they get like boring, but I want to see the next episode. So they're doing a great job at that.
And I saw somebody on Facebook saying how they're losing it and this and the other. I'm with you. They have to draw it out, and we know the story ends, and we kind of know how it ends.
We all do.
So they got to create different storylines, and I like what they're doing with it.
I
And they
want a
had
lot
a-
more
TJ, you watched Snowfall, right?
Yes, and they had a hell of a shootout, and I loved it for that. I was like,
They tried to
oh,
take them all
yes.
out, didn't they?
Yes, because I was getting tired of seeing TVs without shooting and stuff like that.
I love violence too. Oh my
Right.
God, I love
Well,
it.
And-
it is.
On TV.
Yes, on regular TV, yes.
It is a drug show about
Right.
so it's got to be some shootouts.
yeah.
LA
Definitely gotta be some
was
shootouts.
treacherous for the shootings back then.
And the last one, they had the lion in there too.
Had all the tiger.
A
The
tiger,
tiger
yes,
was
the tiger,
hilarious.
yes.
Who would have thought?
Speaking of hilarious, Atlanta is back. Sugar Ray, what's your thoughts on the new Atlanta series?
Atlanta is such a dark comedy, and I love it. Because, first of all, that first episode, you know, was a true story, right?
Right.
It was
Really?
not
All of
funny.
that?
That was
That
a
was
serious.
true.
It was a
It
true
was a
story about these two
true
white women
story.
who had adopted all these black kids,
Yep.
and they would get every time they would get investigated, they would move to another city.
Yeah. Malnutrition,
Eventually,
they was child abuse
molesting them.
allegations, all kind of
abusing them.
stuff.
So they would come and investigate social services, and so they moved somewhere else.
Yep.
Eventually, drove the car off the cliff with the kids in it.
the kids in it.
and they did. The kids died in real life, but of course they didn't want that to happen. And
Yeah,
they,
and the TV show showed them.
the show
you know.
showed them all surviving, and the
Yeah.
little boy going back home eating that spaghetti.
Yeah, oh, that was the best spaghetti he ever ate.
Mom's
Like,
spaghetti.
Mama just said, and it's funny because Mama was like, Oh, you decided to come
back?
home, huh? Yeah, some spaghetti in the fridge.
Bet you won't mess up in school again.
That was classic.
Yeah,
So
but then-
all that's true stories?
Yeah, that's a
That
true story.
particular
That
one
was
was
a
a
true
true
story.
story.
I gotta watch
and
that.
then the second episode was actual show
Them
in Europe somewhere.
in Europe,
Yeah, in
Amsterdam,
Europe.
I think.
But I honestly, it's funny to me because my brother played ball overseas, so he would tell me a lot of this stuff with the blackface and that
okay.
character and how he felt and how angry he was. And the show just reminded me of the stories that he told. I love it. I love the writing. I hate it. We had to wait 80 years for it, but it was worth the wait.
I had pretty much forgotten about it, to be honest with you. I didn't miss it at all. It was gone and over.
The pandemic happened. They were in big movies, you know.
They all had
Donald
something.
Glover was in Star Wars, you know, stuff like that. They had big roles. So.
And Lakeith had a couple good movies
He's
out.
been in everything, so it's like they were
those
just
characters,
busy.
though. So you said something, dark comedy. Maybe that's it, because to me, it's not really a comedy because most of it isn't funny. There are funny parts, but most of it's not funny. I think they make a lot of good points. But even from the first season, I don't know. I kept saying, "Why am I still watching this?" It
you
holds
couldn't
my
stop.
attention.
You couldn't stop.
It holds me. I don't know why, but it is good.
Yeah.
It was a weird show, though.
Super weird.
So we'll see what happens. Bel-Air, one of my favorites. TJ, I got
Yes.
TJ hooked on that one.
Yes.
I'm glad you got him hooked.
It's the new
Yes.
Fresh Prince, and it's a totally different look. It's a great look. I love it. I love the drama.
love
It's a
it.
little bit of funny in there, but it's mostly drama.
And Aunt Viv, oh man, she's so fine,
Aunt Viv
man.
look like Michelle
new,
Obama.
The new Aunt Viv, the dark skinned Aunt
I
Viv.
love the chocolate women.
Yes.
I love all the women in there.
It's like a variety. I'm glad everybody
Yes.
wasn't just on there looking mixed. Like,
They-
I
they
love
would-
it.
Yeah. And the characters are good.
And Hillary.
Jeffrey. What's up with Jeffrey? Jeffrey's a gangster. Jeffrey is gangster.
He was like 007 or something like
It's
that.
the polar opposite
Man.
of what the guy was on the original.
And since it's not a comedy, well, there you go.
Yeah.
But those are some of the shows we're watching. I'll be looking for Sugar Ray's Facebook post on whatever's coming up next.
No, I'm gonna give it to you.
And Sugar Ray, you got to join us on the front porch when the weather breaks.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm so
it's on the
looking
east
forward to
side,
that.
but
Boy,
it's
whoa.
cool.
But you're welcome. You're
You're welcome.
welcome,
And it's all safe. It's
You
all
can
safe.
You can handle
I
these
know,
sides.
I can do it. I
East
can
side
do
ain't
it.
nothing.
I got you.
It's all love.
It's all love, yes.
It's all love. So, hey, thanks a lot, Sugar Ray, for being our guest host today.
Thank you for having me. I
TJ,
had
as
fun.
always, much love, brother.
Yeah, for sure. Much
And
love.
I am Billy T. So for the Around the D, Billy T Front Porch Podcast, that's a mouthful right there.
Say that 5 times fast.
Ooh, no.
Hey, but before we go,
Yeah.
you know your favorite show started today in 1964.
1964.
64?
64?
Yes.
Bill Cosby?
No.
What?
Batman?
Lost in Space?
No, it's a game show. Well, it ain't really a game
Jeopardy?
show. Boom. How you know?
Boom. Not
Jeopardy
64.
started in 64?
No,
1964.
No. Maybe
Jeopardy?
74. Jeopardy's not been around
Not
since 64.
64.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, you know what it might be?
What?
Name that The Price is Right. Maybe that started in 64.
I asked who.
Yeah, you better
Yo,
ask
when
who.
did Jeopardy
I'm
start?
going to say 74.
According to Encyclopedia Britannica, survived only as daytime programming, Jeopardy! Started this way in 1964 and they remain the lowest priority of TV networks.
TJ with the
Yes.
factoid.
1964.
Wow, that's
64.
pretty good, TJ.
Yes.
I did not think it was that long. You're right.
Wow.
That is my favorite game show. Yep.
We should have
Okay.
got you the guest host for that show.
Oh,
Right.
man. I'd have killed it.
I believe it.
Malike Bayam Balak Baka Black, that girl would have never had a chance. Blossom. Blossom. That's her name. Her name is Blossom. Okay?
The rocket scientist.
Blossom would have never had a chance. That's it, guys. We got to go. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time on the Front Porch Podcast.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.